Good evening and welcome to the Limelight. My name is Prince Apollo, and speaking about presidential directives, we've been joined by Honorable Wandera Ogalo, and he is a former legislator but also a constitutional lawyer. And Honorable, welcome to the program this evening.
Thank you.
Let's go straight to the issue relating to the recent directives by His Excellency the President giving away Nachivubo drainage channel. Where is the power of the law in these directives?
The executive directives or executive orders are grounded in Article 99 of the Constitution. This is the article which vests executive authority in the president. So this article allows the president to issue directives and to issue orders. Its origin, this origin is grounded in the doctrine of separation of powers. Now, what does this doctrine of separation of powers mean? What does it say? It says there are three arms of government: executive, legislature, and judiciary. And each one of them have been allocated functions by the Constitution. So once an institution has been allocated functions, that institution, like now Parliament, executive, or the president, must be allowed to carry out that function. So that is the origin of this, that other arms of government should allow the president to exercise executive authority. That's where these Nakivubo directives are coming from. However, the same Constitution says that the president is required to execute and maintain all laws in Uganda. So when the president is giving these directives and executive orders, which he is allowed to do, it must be in line with the laws of Uganda, because the Constitution requires that he must maintain and execute the laws of Uganda. So if an order is not in line with existing law, then that directive becomes unlawful, because the president the executive authority does not see a situation where the president, in giving that order, can contravene the law. So if you find that the executive order or directive is not in consonance with the law, then obviously it is illegal. But I must say that these executive directives and orders are supposed to be a tool to be used for efficient running of government. They are not supposed to be tools for granting people land, you take this and this and this. No, it is specifically in order to enable government function. So in what way can you relate the giving of Nakivubo to the functioning of government? I see none. And if you do not find a relationship, then you have a problem with such an order.
Okay, Honorable, in this case of Nachivubo land giveaway, this drainage channel giveaway, the local authorities are challenging the giveaway. Actually, they demand that a due process must be followed. Even if the president issues a directive, there is a due process that must be followed, and the local authorities must be also involved. Are they in order?
You see, that is exactly what I was saying. You must put this directive alongside the law. Now, what does the law say about development? You go to the KCCA Act, the Kampala Capital City Authority Act, and you find there that there is a process in which development is supposed to be carried out.
Sure.
There is a planning unit which approves developments, buildings, structures, and so on.
Sure.
That is in the Kampala Capital City Authority. So, if a directive of the president bypasses the law, like I don't know whether it has, but if it bypasses the law of the local authority to require it to allow for planning, then the order definitely cannot override the act of parliament, because the Kampala Capital Authority is an act of parliament. An executive directive cannot override the law. So if it overrides the authority of Kampala Capital Authority to plan for Kampala and get building plans, approve them, and see how they are done, supervise, and so on. If it does that, then the directive is illegal.
Okay.
It is illegal for that purpose. Look at the you may look at even the NEMA, the environment. There is a law which requires how you are going to. You need an impact assessment, environmental impact assessment. If you are dealing with the things which will affect our nature the way it is. Nakivubo is linked to the drainage, to the lake, and so on.
The wetland system.
The wetland system. Thank you.
Ecosystem.
So if you are going to start doing work there, you must involve NEMA. NEMA is set up by an act of parliament. If the directive or the order to give away this Nakivubo, and then it is developed without NEMA input, it is also in contravention of the act, and therefore it falls by the wayside. It cannot override the NEMA Act. So the local authorities who are complaining are right.
Okay.
They are right. The directives must be within the law. They must comply with the law. They cannot override the law.
Okay. We have also seen the president issue executive orders. Like, for instance, in the case of the Balalo in northern Uganda, there was an executive order. There was also a recent executive order on the rights of citizenship for the Rwandese Ugandans. How different are these directives from the executive orders also issued by the president?
You see, an executive order and the directive of the president, really, they may be regarded as similar. You may call one a directive, but you may also call the directive an executive order. How you make it is a directive of the president is supposed to be implemented. You cannot say the president can issue directives in vain. An executive order is also supposed to be implemented. So for all intents and purposes, they are really the same. Whether it is the Balalo thing, the Onakivubo, they are all directives which ought to be implemented if they are in accordance with the law. I must emphasize that if they are in accordance with the law. So if you want to go to the Balalos in northern Uganda, you must also look at whether when the president was issuing that order, it is in a line with the law. Then if you find it is not, then it falls by the wayside. This thing of the citizenship, I have not, frankly, I have not followed it very well. I have read about it, but I have not seen the directive.
Okay.
If you could help me possibly to understand what did he direct, then I can be able to respond.
Okay. let's also look at how these directives and executive orders have been implemented. We see the president issues an executive order or directive. The next day, the beneficiaries of these directives are already starting off, and like you said, there should be a process. In your opinion, what is that? And is it, do they, I mean, are they ignorant of, for instance, in this case of Nachivubo, they had a letter, they received the letter from the president authorizing Ham Chigundu to start on that project. Then the next day we see the whole area cordoned off with the barricades and police also, the security, especially police guarding them.
The way government works, it is impossible for the president to issue a directive or an order and then the next day the beneficiary is implementing it. How? A directive goes to a government institution or official.
Exactly.
The government official looks at it.
In this case, it was directing the prime minister to facilitate the giveaway.
Now, if it was directed to the prime minister, the prime minister would have to look at it, consult with the relevant ministers to that directive and see how to implement it. It means there is definitely something wrong with the way we are running systems. Because it is not the beneficiary to take that letter and work with it and say, now I'm beginning to start my work. No. It must be the prime minister who will give, after consultation with the relevant authorities, who will say how it is to be implemented. Because remember, as I said, it is a tool. This order is a tool for efficient running of government.
Yeah.
So you do not want a situation where the prime minister is still working on how to implement the order of the president, and the beneficiary is already implementing it. How does he do that?
Okay.
How he's going to do it must come from the government official to whom it is addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, as we conclude, plan to conclude, Honorable, in this case, the issue was the local authorities, KCCA, intervened and ordered or directed the works to stop, the implementation of this order to stop, and then the matter was brought to KCCA, the authority. But again, in the authority, the discussion was also blocked. It was not discussed and prompting the authorities of KCCA to petition Parliament. And even in the COSASE, the Committee of Parliament, it has also been blocked by the Speaker, who says she has already constituted a physical planning committee to go and investigate the matter. How do you see it moving? Do you see it is moving, the implementation is moving in the right way? How do you see it?
You see, first and foremost, executive directives and the orders are subject to the checks and balances which are provided in the Constitution to the Parliament and to the judiciary. So Parliament obviously has its own right to start checking that executive order because it is subject to oversight. It is not that when the president makes an order, it cannot be challenged. It is subject to judicial review by the judiciary. It is subject to oversight by Parliament. So if it went to Parliament, it is within the rights.
It is okay.
It is okay. But in Parliament, you normally can find two committees with a concurrent jurisdiction. Maybe COSASE is looking at it from the point of view of an authority, while you can have another committee which deals with the infrastructure. The best way forward of this is for the two chairpersons of both committees to meet and see how they can handle it
Oh,
because of the different areas each one has. In that case, therefore, you'd expect them to say, okay, can we have a joint meeting of COSASE and the infrastructure committee? That will be fine. But it was to push out one committee. You know, when something is surrounded by opaqueness, the legislature should try to make it more open.
Yeah, sure.
But now if you block out one committee which has jurisdiction in favor of one, instead of allowing both of them to meet and see how to handle it, it just adds to the opaqueness. It then gives you the impression of what you are saying, that it is being blocked. It shouldn't. That's not how government works.
Okay.
So that is as far as the Parliament is concerned on blocking. The other area I think you said was that KCCA stopped the construction.
Yeah. Okay. No, they issued the directive, but they have not. The barricades, they are still there. They still exist there.
Yeah,
they wanted them to be removed, but they are still there.
But these are really simple things. It is because we are doing things in very funny ways. If today you are building, you come and start building, putting up a building using fake cement, if KCCA finds out that you are using fake cement, which will cause trouble, it will make people die when they are building. We have always seen KCCA stopping.
Yeah.
It is automatic that when something is not being done according to the development plans of an authority, an urban authority, it stops it. It is a common thing.
Yeah. So
if KCCA has issued a directive and say, no, stop first.
Yeah.
Remove these things first until we have done this. KCCA is within its rights.
Finally, from me, Honorable, what is your opinion on the giveaways of public land in this country? Because this is not the first time public land is being given away, not only by the orders of the president, but also even local authorities in one or another give away public land. What is your view?
You see, our tenure system involves public land. There is leases, there is freehold by people, there is milo, there is then public land. But public land is held in trust for the people of Uganda.
Sure.
It is not a personal property of the LC chairman of a district or the chairman of a land board somewhere in a district or the personal property of the president. No. This is a natural resource which is held on behalf of the people of Uganda. There is nothing wrong with giving out land for purposes of development, because that development will eventually assist the people of Uganda.
Yeah.
What is wrong is not to do it in accordance with the law. To give orders, give this one day. No. There are procedures under the Land Act. How you acquire land.
Yeah.
Under the Land Act and the Registration of Titles Act. There are procedures. Simply follow those procedures and you'll stop having all these things which are causing unnecessary tensions in the country. So my advice would be, let those who advise the president and let those who advise the local authorities that if you think you want to give away land for the good of the people, let it go through the usual procedures. I mean, even this Nakivumbo thing, look at another law. The PPDA. How you procure the businesses. it must be put out there so that anybody who, other people, they will bid, they will see who will do best, and then they will give according to the one which is more meritorious. That's how you get good investment and structured development. But if you are going to choose out me, people will say, but why? Why him? Why not me?
Okay.
Then it gives this thinking of nepotism, of autocracy, which is not good for the country.
In case there is any problem with the implementation of such a presidential directive, can someone go to court and challenge it in the courts of law?
Yes, as I told you, the checks of imbalances in the Constitution allows any citizen to go to court and say, hey, look here, the president's directive is not in accordance with the law. I want you to declare it null and void. And the courts, if they hear evidence and they are convinced, they will declare it null and void.
Wow.
Or the other check is through the legislature, where it will go to Parliament, and Parliament look at it and say, no, we cannot allow this. Those are the checks and balances which are inbuilt in our Constitution, and that's how you maintain a healthy democracy. Those checks and balances, not that one man is above everybody. No.
Thank you so much, Honorable Wandiro Gallo. Thank you so much for your time.
All right then. Thank you too.
Thank you so much, our viewers. That's it from Honorable Wandiro Gallo, a former legislator, but also a constitutional lawyer. And we've been speaking about the presidential directives and executive orders, questioning the power behind, the power of the law behind, or the power behind these directives in the face of the law. My name is Prince Apollo. Let's catch up next Friday in another edition of the Limelight. Good evening to you, and God bless you all. God bless Uganda.